So, why hasn't the video of me going back to my first gaming rig as an experiment come out yet? I haven't actually had a chance to make it yet, because I'm still waiting for installers to finish. I managed to get all of the Steam and EA games installed on Windows 10, but now I'm trying to install as many of them as I can get hold of on Windows 7, because with this low end of hardware, there is a performance difference between the Windows 7 and Windows 10, especially when Windows 7 was optimized for this class of hardware. This is a 2nd Gen i3 and a 600 series GPU based on Fermi 1.0. Fermi 1.0 was released in the 400 series, 2 and a bit years earlier. So, this is 2010's hardware here. 2010, literally, for some of it. But in its current configuration, I'm running on the iGPU with only 4 gigs of RAM. There's a reason for that, and yes, I had to adjust my glasses. I wear glasses, they fall down. Why am I running with 4 gigs of RAM and the iGPU? Because that's the configuration it was in when I bought Dead Space 3. Remember, I bought the GPU after I had the game, because the game was an accident. So, I'm going all the way back. But I could go back even further. We could go back to Windows XP and my first Pentium 3 based computer. I have a Pentium 3. I just need a computer that's willing to, it's a slot 1 CPU. I have nothing to plug that into. But, yeah, I'm not going back to Windows XP. I'm not going back to when I was 3 years old, okay? Because that is just annoyingly difficult. Once you go past, 2005, things get affordable. But any hardware from before 2005 is... well, the capacitor plague kind of killed most of it, so what is working is quite valuable because it's working, which means it's difficult to get a hold of when you're on a budget. And you might be wondering why I'm talking about budgeting when I have all that anime. It is surprisingly difficult to afford any of my hobbies, let alone all 5 of them at once. And no, I'm not stopping one so I can focus on the other. And technically this doesn't count as a hobby, this is work, because, this is my income. But messing around with the parts doesn't actually earn me any money now, does it?